Next on the report section, we come down to section I, which is the charges and payment section. The charges payment section has got these three reports, which was already there under the payments menu, which we have covered in the previous payments webinar. But we'll just go through some of these reports. Once again, payment deposit, this gives you all the deposits that you've entered for a day or date range. And you can run it with summary filter, detail, or if you just want to look for the patient payments or insurance, you can also run it with the payer entity. And it gives you the report on how much was collected by check, cash, credit card, electronic payment, and it also gives you the total deposit amount. It also gives you an on-account total as well and any refunds. And you can export this report to spreadsheet or PDF. So these are all the deposits, the payments that have been collected. It also shows you if those payments have been applied or they are still on account. Next is the on-account payment report, IFI, which shows you payments that have not been applied. So any payments that have not been applied, you can actually see them on this on-account payment report. And this too you can run by payer entity, patient, or insurance. Next is the posting details report, which is I6. This shows you all the applied payments that you have applied. It shows you the details of where you applied, the patient, date of service, the code, the procedure code that it was applied to, what is the balance and the next action, and who applied it as well, and what date it was posted. And this can be exported to spreadsheet or PDF format. Now in any report screen, if you see the PDF before the date, or I apologize, if you see the spreadsheet visible even before you run the report, that means you can export it to the spreadsheet format without even painting the data. So you don't have to hit the search to paint the data. Just use the filters or select the filters, and then you can just hit the Excel, either the summary or details. Those are the two formats here. And you can just hit the Excel summary and it'll immediately or directly export it to the Excel without you having to paint the data to this paint the data before you having to export it. So you might see a few reports that have this Excel visible just above the or just below the filters, and you can see it when you open the report screen itself. So you just get and select the filters and run the report. Another important report is I8 summary and counter line activities report. This is a master charge report. All the charge details are captured in this report, and you can run this again with the accounting date or date of service. And you can see this was also one of the reports that has that Excel option, so you can just use the filters and hit the Excel without having to paint the data. And this kind of gives you a detailed charge report, and you can also run this report by line status and even line substatus. And the line status is actually a multi-selection filter, so you can use a control key and select multiple filters, multiple statuses as well. Same as for provider, you also have the option to select multiple provider, and you can also differentiate which provider that you want to run it for, encounter provider or the provider on the line. Another report that you can run is the adjustment report, the I11. It shows you all the adjustment activities. This also has a summary and a detail format. The detail shows you all the details of the patient, date of service, adjustment, or you can run summary format, which kind of just shows you by the adjustment reason. This can also be exported to spreadsheet or PDF format. There is a procedure productivity by insurance report, which is I-10. You can run this report to see procedure-wise the payments, adjustments, and by that is procedure and insurance-wise payments and adjustments. So you can see by insurance or payer-wise, you can see whether it's cash or insurance. You can see the CPTs that the CPT that was CPT count for that procedure, charges, receipts, adjustments. This gives you a report of that. There are also various other billing reports kind of that would give you the CPT based or based on the CPT, the charges, receipts, and adjustment. We will also be looking at those reports. Those reports are mostly reside in the financial section. We will look at those reports too. Now there's also a financial summary by type of service report which you can run. And this is type of service. You can actually set type of service for procedures in the encounter procedure setup screen. You can add your own type of service from the claim lookups. You can add type of service. If no type of service has been set up, it'll use always the type of service as other. But otherwise, you can always set type of service for procedures, and you can run reports based on the type of service. So when you run it based on the type of service, it's going to show you by type of service what is the total charges paid, patient paid, adjustment, balance. And also you have financial details by service location. And you can also run this report to see the details, the service location based financials. It also shows the service location as well as the referring physician too. And this report also shows you what is the expected amount and what is a paid amount, and also the insurance. This report can only be exported to a spreadsheet format. So those were all the important Section I charges and payments report.